Well, hello everybody. This is Philip Cargom. This is Tea with the Druid, and Tea with the Druid is brought to you by the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. And already there are lots of people gathering in the sacred grove, in the clearing in the forest, from windy Yorkshire, Zagreb in Croatia, Costa Rica, where else? Western Washington, Idaho, windy Sligo, New Mexico. From the dentist's chair. Oh, good grief. Are you having your teeth done while you watch Tea with a Druid? Deb. Hello to the dentist, if that's the case. Hi, I hope it goes well with Deb. Barkham, Pacific Northwest, all sorts of places. Arizona in the USA, the Gower in Wales, that wonderful spot. Dartmoor, Yorkshire, Germany. Gosh, everybody's piling in. Pittsburgh, South Gloucestershire, Torquay, Plattsburgh, New York, Denmark. Loved your pictures of Scotland. The picture on the thumbnail is actually in Ireland, but maybe you're referring to something else, Naomi. Windy Lincoln, North Wales, Orkney, North Carolina, Norway, Woodstock. Hey, Woodstock, that's great. I wonder, that's Woodstock in England. There's a Woodstock which is a lovely little village near Oxford. There's also Woodstock in America, of course. Morocco, hi Sonia. Pender Island, southern Germany, Prince Edward Island, the Coral Gables in Florida, Bavaria, Italy, fantastic. Okay, well, it's lovely to see everybody piling in. Lovely to see everybody piling in. And let's just, if the internet goes, I do apologize. There's a real gale blowing, and somehow the internet seems to respond to the weather. It's sensitive, and it responds to the weather. So if I disappear, I've been whisked away by the wind. But let's take this time to just tune in. Let out a nice deep sigh. We're all here. 200 of us in the circle together. Big breath in, hold for a moment, and then breathe out fully and deeply. And as you breathe out, you can maybe allow yourself just to fully land, just to fully be present here. You may have been rushing through your day, but now is a time for us to all slow down and be together and to enjoy each other's company. And just type in how you're feeling. Let's get a feel for how everybody's doing. So just type in a word or two to describe how you're feeling in the moment, recognizing that, of course, it can change at any time. And sometimes just typing it out kind of frees you up in some way. So let's see how we're doing. Anxious about university, feeling good, grateful and open-hearted, whisked away by the wind, how lovely. Fearing the future, tired but satisfied, exhausted, peaceful, centered, hopeful, energy is low. Oh, it's going so fast. Absolutely blooming full, fantastic, absolutely blue minutely fantastic to be here. Hello from western side of Sussex, grateful, blessed and content, in pain but calm, stillness, relaxed, just walked a beach, and nice, fatalistic, understanding, excited, having got my first drum, I feel like the windy air, whipped about, but energetic. Yeah, that's a bit how I feel. Happy to be here, exhausted but excited, tired and glad to be here, bland, moving towards sparkly. That's nice. A tad stressed. 7 a.m. here in New Zealand. Happy our bottle baby lamb woke me up to eat because I forgot to set an alarm to wake up and tune in today. I remember the first time we went to New Zealand and stayed a year there 25 years ago now. There was a little lamb that we were bottle feeding on the farm every day, and it's such a pleasure to do that. They become so cuddly and friendly. Exhausted but hungry for magic. So bored of work, can't wait to win the lottery. Gentle, calm. I have reached a fascinating turning point in my life. A little hungry, happy, okay. Happy to not have missed tea with a druid this time. Relaxed and peaceful, a little stressed, calm for a change, hopeful, energized. Yeah, okay, lots of masses of them, so many I can't keep up. Exhausted after a very busy pottery market at the weekend. Overwhelmed after a summer dealing with tourists. Loving the storm. In balance. Yes, this storm. This wonderful wind that's whipping around us. I want to read you this poem. I want to read you this poem. Just listen to this. It's so fantastic. You may know it. Not I, but the wind that blows through me. A fine wind is blowing the new direction of time. If only I let it bear me, carry me. If only it carry me. If only I am sensitive, subtle, oh, delicate, a winged gift. If only, most lovely of all, I yield myself and am borrowed by the fine, fine wind that takes its course through the chaos of the world, like a fine and exquisite chisel, a wedge blade inserted. If only I am keen and hard, like the sheer tip of a wedge, the rock will split. We shall come at the wonder. We shall find the Hesperides. Oh, for the wonder that bubbles into my soul. I would be a good fountain, a good wellhead, would blur no whisper, spoil no expression. What is the knocking? What is the knocking at the door in the night? It's somebody wants to do us harm. No, it is the three strange angels. Admit them, admit them. Isn't that powerful? That's the song of a man who has come through. The Song of a Man Who Has Come Through by D.H. Lawrence. I first heard it from an amazing guy called Sir George Trevelyan, who was the kind of founding father of the New Age movement in Britain in the kind of, I guess, the 1980s. So that's 45 years ago. He's died now, but he was a tremendous figure, and he would know poetry like this by heart. And when he gave talks, he would just recite this fantastic poetry. But today it feels a good poem to read because not only is it very blustery here, and from reading the comments, I think in lots of places as well, there's a lot of wind about at the moment. But it speaks to the cleansing power of wind, the destructive power as well. If only I'm keen and hard like the sheer tip of a wedge, the rock will split. But with that destruction comes change and transformation, the Hesperides. And there's all these ideas of surrendering. It's so in line with Druidic philosophy and, mysticism in general, that we surrender to the flow of inspiration from the divine. Oh, for the wonder that bubbles into my soul. I would be a good fountain, would blur no whisper, spoil no expression. And then this extraordinary ending to the poem where suddenly it kind of changes. He's talking about, kind of surrendering to the flow of spirit coming through him, like the wind, this wonderful spirit flowing through him, which is kind of our goal in Druidry, to let the Arwen flow through us. And then suddenly it changes tone, and there's like, what is the knocking? What is the knocking at the door in the night? It's somebody wants to do us harm. What I resonate with there is the sort of the atmosphere in the world today, that sense of danger that we have in the political environment around us. It's like the scariness of that. But then this extraordinary finish to the poem. No. It is the three strange angels. Admit them, admit them. And the phrase strange angels is fantastic, isn't it? Because if I say to you, no, it's three angels, you immediately think of classic angels. It's hard not to immediately have those stereotypes coming into your mind. Oh, it's three angels. Strange angels, like, what are they like? Why are they strange? What do they look like? Punk angels, odd angels in some way. And then the poem finishing with this admonition, admit them, admit them. So there's this, what it evokes for me is a whole host of ideas, really. But I guess the main one I'm tuning into at the moment is the excitement of allowing the winds to blow through me and around me, and being open to the possibility and the potential, even in the strangeness and unpleasantness and weirdness of this world that we see around us. Perhaps there's a greater power at work. The butterfly breaking out of the crystal, as Lisa is pointing to here. Isn't that wonderful? And of course, let me say a prayer now, a prayer that comes from Catelyn Matthews' Celtic Devotional, wonderful little book of prayer. Let's think of ourselves in this circle, and let's ask that as we gather in this circle together, we make the encircling of the many-coloured winds. Black wind of cold north, pale green of southwest, red wind of southeast, grey wind of northwest, purple wind of sharp east, clear wind of the dear west, speckled wind of northeast, white wind of warm south, yellow of the veering wind. The encompassment of the winds protect and surround us this day. And what Catelyn's referring to there is the way in which in many traditions around the world, and the Celtic tradition, the Irish tradition, is no exception to this, in revering the winds and ascribing qualities and powers and colours to the winds. Very similar to the way in which we sense dragons who can be, as energies, can be destructive, but can also be creative too. Likewise with the winds, they can of course cause devastation and havoc, but they can also blow away all that is toxic and all that is unpleasant, bringing in a new tide. This is why I'd entitled this tea, May the Winds Blow a New Direction. The Airts, as Jamie Russell questioned. Yes, AIRTS. Thank you. So it seems a long time ago, but 2 weeks ago, I suggested we might, as a community, because lots of people watch Tea with a Druid, and that we might just contribute a tiny bit to doing some good in the world. And I'm delighted to announce that after 2 weeks, the little course that I created, How to Stay Sane in the Insane World, in an Insane World, which I decided to sell for £15, €15, $15, and to give all the money to Médecins Sans Frontières, wonderful organization that goes into Gaza and Afghanistan and all sorts of war-torn areas. We've raised $9,000. It's fantastic. And my logic was that it's not asking for a donation. I'm not asking you to give any money. I'm like a Boy Scout selling something at a jamboree, selling a cake that I've made or jam. This is the thing. I make online courses, and so I've made this online course. That's what I do. I make courses, amongst other things. So I made this course, and we've raised, and then I wanted to get a really low threshold so that people couldn't say, "Oh, things are tight. I can't manage it." So it's really low, just 15. But there's also a button you can press where you can give 50 if you're feeling like it. And the comments coming in on this course are just extraordinary. It's like amazing comments from people. It really seems to be responding to a need of our times, because I guess it's obvious that we're all quite upset and freaked out about what's happening in the world. All sorts of strange and weird stuff's happening, and yet we share a spiritual orientation, at the heart of which lies a belief that, despite all appearances to the contrary, all is well. We just have to connect to that sense of all is well. But how do you do that? When you're under stress, it's all very well coming out with these things, but it's so easy for them to sound like platitudes. All will be well, and all this. It's too easy. We need strategies to help us resource ourselves so that we aren't knocked sideways and flattened by the wind, as it were, but instead we're invigorated and we can stand our ground and be flexible and be of value in the world. And so there are 7 strategies. I think I started off with 6, but I realized there was a 7th, and there are bound to be more as well. And what's great is that people are adding in there more ideas. Kath is saying here, it's a wonderful course. It engages in an amazing degree. That's lovely to hear. Thank you. Thank you. So can you put a link to the course? Thank you so much. Yes, I will. And it's also in the notes, but I will give you that link. That's a good idea. And it'd be lovely to see you in there, because there's a community. There's, I don't know, 300 or 400 people in there now, and people are contributing in ways so that the course is growing, because the content is not only what I've said, but it's what everybody else is contributing as well. Because, of course, each of us in our own way has found a strategy for coping. We've all got ways in which we find stability, and so that's the idea in this course, is to share ideas. I present 7 strategies, and then people are sharing other strategies too, and there are little films that I've made and exercises and so on. So thank you for helping with that. Let's just dive in. I can see there are questions about the winds as well, the earth. So let's go into a meditation, and I'll just speak about that within the meditation, because I'm aware that time's moving on. So at this stage, let's just take a nice big breath in. It's the way that we can breathe in and connect to the air, and perhaps to the winds blowing around us outside. Breathing in deeply, holding on for a moment, and then breathing out fully. And you may like to close your eyes to better concentrate on yourself, and to drop into a sense of being in the sacred grove. The trees around you, the earth beneath you, and the sky above you. And you sense how fellow companions have traveled to this place now. Over 260 of us, all seated together in this clearing in the forest. And let's just touch the earth together. Let's all of us just touch the earth. Dear sacred earth, let us find our grounding in the earth. As we imagine touching the earth in our minds, as we sense the earth through the palms of our hands, may we allow the energy of the earth to flow into our beings, bringing us a sense of stability and calm and peace. And imagine now that you lift your hands up and place your palms on your solar plexus. And sense the energy of the earth flowing up through your legs, through the base of your spine, your thighs and buttocks, up into your solar plexus. As if you have roots deep in the earth and this energy is flowing up into the solar plexus now. You become aware of the trunks of the trees now, and the trees around us. Dear trees, may we have your integrity, your strength, your steadfastness. And breathing in and out, you breathe in the aroma of the trees, and you sense the majesty of these trees, the dignity of these trees, rooted deep in the earth, rising up into the sky. And you become aware now of the branches and leaves high above you. The wind blowing through the branches and the leaves. The sky above, and you breathe in the energy of the sky above, so that the energy of the sky meets the energy of the earth within the center of your being. And now allow yourself to come to a settled sense of rest. Seated here, connected to the earth and the sky and the trees around you. And just with your eyes closed within the sacred grove, just see if you can sense the breeze around you. And it's as if you're in relationship with the breeze, as if the breeze knows exactly how much you need to experience its caresses. The winds are the breath of the gods, unseen messengers riding across the land. They carry with them blessings, the whispers of divinity drifting through the air. Ever shifting, they are the restless pulse of change, chaos and creation entwined, reminding us that all life is born in flux, reshaped with every gust. Gentle and fierce, they embody the balance of nature, nurturing growth, clearing the way for the new. From the north comes the chill of wisdom, a cold clarity drawn from the shadowed depths of the earth and the silence of the underworld. From the south pours warmth and life, a tide of fertility and abundance, a breath that quickens seed and soil. The east wind carries the light of dawn, a herald of beginnings, of awakening, of the promise that each day renews. The west whispers of endings and of transformation. A passage into the veiled unknown where change takes root in mystery. So spoke the poets of Ireland in the 10th century, when the winds themselves were sacred words upon the world. Hail to the north wind, bringing clarity and wisdom. Hail to the south wind, warm and fertile, you carry the seeds of life. Hail to the east wind, you open the gates of beginning. You kindle the fires of renewal. Hail to the west wind. You are the mystery of transformation. So it was spoken in ancient days. So it is carried still upon the air. The four winds, the four powers, the voices of the gods in the turning world. May each of us here be blessed by the four winds. May the winds cleanse us and aid us on our path of growth and transformation. May we be invigorated by these winds, energized and set free. And with that, you imagine your hands just gently drifting out to take the hands of the person to either side of you. May we be free and strong, connecting to the spirit of this group, to the energy in this circle. May our energy flow outwards to bless the world with peace, harmony, and beauty. Always retaining our freedom, yet always able to turn for strength and support from our community around us. A blessing on our lives, a blessing on the land. You squeeze the hands to either side of you and sense your hands drifting towards your heart. And placing your hands on your heart, you allow yourself to connect with the flame of love within the center of your being. And you allow your awareness of the body gradually to grow stronger as you sense your awareness of the sacred grove beginning to fade. And you become more and more aware of being seated in front of your screen, fully present, here and now. And when you feel ready, you open your eyes. When, says William Sayer. Thank you so much. Lisa's saying, a butterfly with a bitten wing is sitting on my window, eating some mysterious something off my window, maybe pollen. The sun makes it seem as if it is in my room. Happy. Great to be back in the grove, says David. Thank you. And Philosophical Phoenix has quoted Gibran. And forget not that the earth delights to feel your bare feet and the wind longs to play with your hair. That's lovely. Thank you. Gibran is so amazing. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And next week, Dave and Kerry, or Dave or Kerry, I'm not sure which combination you're going to have, but they will be taking tea with the Druid because I will be traveling down from the north of England. And so I have a lovely week a tea session with them or him or her, and for those of you who can come into the hearth, the Druid hearth, I very much look forward to seeing you in a few minutes. Okay, many blessings, much love, and see you again soon. Bye then. Bye.